Transponders off.
Okay, I think that's it. You guys can also be clocked in if you want. I don't mind. This is a work meeting after all.
Hello, Judge Rivers.
Well, hello, Matthews. Don't mind me. I'm just here to observe.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for coming. Everyone, if you don't know who that gentleman is, that is Judge Lincoln Rivers. He is.
Hello.
Nice to meet y'all.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, Sam, take it away.
All right, so first things first, since we have some new faces and everybody has conflicting schedules and whatnot, first thing we will do is do basic introductions. I'm Samantha McLaughlin. I'm the warden of the prison. I am normally around during second shift if you ever need to get a hold of me. My husband is also chief physician at Pillbox, so we kind of have a working relationship with Pillbox at the moment for our lifers. Duncan, you next.
Earl Duncan, deputy warden. I'm also usually around second shift. Lately, I've been a little busy though. Anyway, that's me. I don't have a wife or anything, so I don't have any cool connections like her.
Huh.
And yeah, that's me. Matthews.
Lieutenant Matthews.
Captain now.
Captain Matthews. I am lead dispatch for the San Andreas State Police, and I am in charge of PD recruits within DOC. Lyra.
I'm Lieutenant Lyra. I look after DOC recruits. I help look after other DOC. And I do absolutely nothing. Thumbs up.
She takes care of a lot of our paperwork as well.
So absolutely nothing. Yee.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. First of all, I know, like Sam said, it's tough for some of us to get together all the time, but these things do need to happen. So Sam's got a list of things.
Our recruits and COs get to introduce themselves too.
Oh, we're going that far.
Oh, yes. Starting with the recruit that's here, or recruit, soon to be recruit.
Hello, my name is Peter Meyer. I will soon be a recruit as well. And yeah, not yet anything to do, but I will looking forward to work with all of you.
Awesome. All right, and the guy to my left.
Rick Knox. I'm a PD recruit. About it.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it going.
Clockwise. All right.
Yeah.
Lucas Walker. I'm a CO, full-time DOC.
Next.
All right, and I am Colin Edwards, still DOC recruit.
And I am Lucy Edwards, and I'm going to clarify now because there's been confusion. Colin and I are husband and wife, not brother and sister.
Oh.
Okay.
Did not know this. No.
I'm Bella Blossom, part-time CO.
Perfect. Okay, so hang on, let me look at my list. We have some updates and announcements. As you guys probably know, Matthews has finally made captain. Yay. I also need Lyra to talk about how community service went today. Because I honestly have no idea.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to know as well.
So, community service went with Mirabelle. We had 2 officers, myself and Mendoza. Mendoza and myself, we were all armed with a Glock and a taser. We didn't bring our beanbags out. In terms of, we did planting potatoes up in Polito. There was a field up there. She seemed quite enjoyable about it. We seemed to go absolutely fine. We had a 1080 go past us on the highway. I'm looking at Matthews because he went past us. But we are in visible view of the road, and PD were able to see us. We did have to hire Gumtree and Dimitri on as DOC, so it didn't affect PD numbers, but that was fine. Other than that, it went great, and Mirabelle seemed to enjoy it.
Where'd you guys plant all the potatoes, by the way?
She planted a lot of them.
I assume just up
Where?
and down the highway.
Do you know that farm that's on the side of Great Ocean Highway just before Polito?
Yeah.
Coming up Braddock?
Yeah.
That's where.
Oh. Wow.
Ah, okay. Alright. Not a bad spot.
Mirabelle decided on that one.
Yeah. Actually, if you could, Lyra, when you get a moment and you're not doing paperwork, could you write up a report for me about that? It just doesn't need to be super detailed. I just want paperwork and trails.
Okay.
God damn it. There we go. We're slowly working on rolling out inmate reintegration for those that are eligible for parole. Mr. Connor O'Leary is going to start on that at the moment. We are also not using the expressway out anymore. If we also have the numbers, try and walk out inmates if you can. You don't have to, of course, if we don't have numbers.
Just real quick. The expressway thing, if any of supervisors or command catches people doing it, you're just getting an instant strike. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh, excuse me.
The thing to go out for inmates to leave.
Ah,
a
thank you.
little clipboard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
When you guys are responding to chasing an inmate, like if someone decides to go towards the propane tank area, make sure you guys call out how many are responding to that chase, because when all of you take off after currently watching an inmate, that means that inmate isn't being watched. So just be careful about that. We're also getting an uptick in incidents of DOC staff siding with the inmates instead of helping out PD. Let's not do that. I know that we grow close to these inmates because we work with them, but they're not your friends. They will probably try and stab you at some point if the opportunity arises. We also need to make sure that PD is getting the help they need when they come in here. And then Matthews, will you talk about numbers and being outnumbered?
Okay. So the last few days I've been noticing if there's say 4 employees on duty and we have 5 inmates, we are pulling out of the prison way too soon. Now I can understand if it's like 5 employees to 8 inmates, which has happened. But if you literally guys have +1 against you, that shouldn't matter. Stay in the compound. If you guys feel like you're not safe, move up to the roofs.
Also, don't be afraid to use what you know about a person to gauge how well they treat you. Some of us who have been here for a while know which prisoners will give us shit and know which prisoners won't and will just chill. There have been times when I've gone to the prison by myself with 5 other inmates because I know they won't pick on me. I've more or less kind of earned that respect. So don't be afraid to, I guess, test the waters about that from time to time. Just use your best judgment. Next bit is when, actually, Lyra, can you explain that with the lifers getting charged?
Okay, in order to keep the help support officers and make sure that inmates are treated, punished as such, and also to keep it consistent from short timers to people who are with us from a long period, 5150s, huts, and lifers, 48-hour holds. If they commit a crime, they will go into their cell for that amount of time that a short timer would have been charged for. So say there's a charge that was for 20 months. They'll go into their cell for 20 months. If it requires a security level, first of all, make sure you're talking to all of us. Reach out to us. Don't be afraid to put them in their cell for that amount of time. So they've started punching on guards. Okay? You feel that they need to go up security level. You can wait for us to come around to explain that. But in the meantime, put them in the cell for that amount of time. Aggravated assault is... Oh, good golly, testing my brain now.
25 months, I believe.
25 months. Aggravated assault. 25 months in a cell. Reach out, try and find out if you can find a supervisor plus to get that security level changed, if you feel it necessary.
20 months.
20 months, there we go. Oh, I did choose
Okay.
wrong. Yes, Lucas.
We will like that. However, I have a feeling that the inmates will not.
Oh well, this is a fucking prison. It's not Disneyland.
Yep.
They can suck it up.
100% agree. I actually like that we're doing this.
It's not just not just punishing them, it's also for your guys' safety.
Yeah, no, 100% agree.
Also, that being said, if we have a massive incident like, somebody's breaking in, or we have multiple stabbings, some sort of riot start going off, people either need to be A, put in cells, B, cuffed against the wall. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you have like 2 different groups where it's like, we have 8 inmates and 5 of them were not involved with it, separate them, take them over to the cafeteria. But whoever's involved directly stays in cuffs until, a command member or a PD member say, okay, they're good. All right.
And worked out with Jimmy Blanks that if there is no DOC in the prison, and anyone asks you about that, there's no DOC in the prison, the PD are going to come in, they're going to cuff everyone, and they're going to move them to a room. That is how they're going to operate from now. Lifers have been, people who were there have been warned about that. If anyone asks you, that's what they're doing.
Any questions?
This might also help reduce maybe the need for people going instantly up if they're found, for example, with contraband. Then instead of having to think about does it deserve a security level right, give them the time and then you just talk to a supervisor if you want to go further with it.
Okay. I have one more thing, but I'm going to say that for the very last part of the meeting. Do any of the other supervisors in up have something to say or announce in case I've missed it?
I don't have anything else.
Duncan?
No, just want to get to the feedback phase. That's my thing.
Okay. Well, if you guys have anybody feedback, critiques, grievances, concerns, feel free to, I guess, raise your hand and say it. Or if you'd rather do it in private, you can also do that as well.
We're also open to suggestions. If you think anything should be changed about our protocols, feel free to voice them. Anything at all.
Lucas, you got anything?
I heard someone trying
What?
to talk. I don't know.
Nobody has anything?
Nope.
No,
Alright.
sir.
I don't
Oh.
have anything. If I can think
negative.
of if I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
And-
thought I heard someone talk.
And we will also put that message out to the rest of the staff so that, they can come to us with grievances, suggestions, anything like that.
Yeah, and we do have a complaint form as well for you guys to fill out if you'd rather do that instead of talking to us.
Actually, that gives me thank you very much, Sam. When it comes to PD recruits and inmates and stuff like that, if an inmate pulls you aside and tells you something, please get it documented for myself and PD command to take care of. As much as people hate paperwork, guess what? It's also going to save our asses, people. If an inmate has an issue, trying to fill it out, just take them to the laboratory or something and sit with them and get it filled out. Help them fill it out.
Okay. So the last thing that I need all of our heads for is things to give lifers to do so that they don't resort to violence as their main form of entertainment. Like my sex ed classes, which part 2 will start after the storm, but kind of odd. Don't give me that look, Earl.
What?
I just feel your eyes boring into me. Anyway, I need ideas on things that we could offer the lifers, classes, lectures. Yes, Miss Edwards.
I think it might be cool if, because a lot of them like hold up a lot of their energy, so maybe like fitness classes or something where you like laps around the yard or something like that. Do some
So like
fitness
daily
things.
exercise classes.
Yeah, just to get their all their energy out that way.
Well, Matthews has that drill sergeant voice.
I mean, my exercises are a lot different than what what they be doing. So
Okay. And is it Mr. Meyer, right?
Yeah.
What you got for me?
I think some small games like trivia could help as well. Just if you're in the if you're on the field with them, there are a few, and they are willing to do something like that. Just think about like small games like trivia. Pull out a few questions, ask them. Maybe they like it or they don't.
Okay. Controversial suggestion, which may or may not backfire. What do you guys think about giving the inmates like alcohol or joints for like good behavior, or like they win at trivia night or something?
I would say no on the alcohol.
I don't know. I think we'd have to run that by SAO.
That too. I just kind of
maybe-
want to gauge
Your Honor,
feelings.
your thoughts.
Oh God.
Well, I'm quite curious, honestly, what SAO would say first and foremost before I say anything.
Okay.
We could certainly give them scratch cards.
Yeah,
But
scratch
if we
cards
are
are
Yeah.
talking unprofessionally, a little bit of alcohol marijuana never hurt anyone. They are locked in a concrete prison.
I mean, as long as they're not given enough to, get smashed or something, then maybe.
Maybe a reward could also be like having a bicycle for an hour. I remember when I was a recruit, we had some bicycle fun once, and I was teaching Connor how to ride, and it was really fun. Everybody enjoyed it, so that might be a good incentive.
If as long as they're supervised while they have it, that I wouldn't be against it.
What I did was I let them use the bicycles on the outer perimeter, where the locks and stuff are.
Yeah.
That seems to work, and it gets everybody out of the way. I am about to rip off my transponder right now. Do we have any other suggestions for things the lifers could do?
We can do a fight night for them on a monthly basis.
And you really want to give violent people the chance to possibly hurt more people? I'm 100% against that.
I mean, it worked the last couple times we did it. Just
it also might allow them opportunity to get that anger out that they need to get
The
out.
the thing is I'm worried about them basically, to put the best way, punching somebody multiple times until their fist hits the fucking concrete wall behind them. That's my biggest worry. Because some of these people don't know when to stop.
Oh yeah, that's why we're there to stop them if that ends up happening.
I'm just thinking of the way that Earl ran it last time seemed to be in a controlled manner.
Yeah.
Have you been here for the last fight nights before, Matthews?
No.
Okay.
I mean, as long as they're highly controlled and we have the manpower for it, I'm not against it.
Yes or no karaoke night?
Karaoke night.
Oh, hell yeah.
That could always be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't care for karaoke, but I mean, I wouldn't be against having it as something that we could do for the lifers if they wanted.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
Same with me.
Why? You guys don't want your ears to bleed?
I emailed you why.
My ears already bleed.
Yeah, this sounds like one of those things that's like, it sounds fun on paper, but in practice, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it, and I've heard other people mention it, but turning one of the other cell blocks that really isn't being used into kind of bowling alley that could be, locked or unlocked based off of inmates, and rather if they're on good behavior or not.
A bowling alley.
That would be interesting.
Bowling is so much fun.
Yeah,
I
even
mean,
if it's like 1 or 2 lanes,
I like the idea, but I really doubt we're going to get approval for that.
Yeah, there ain't no budget for it, right?
Well, I would approve it.
Well,
but then
I feel like PD and SAO would be like, "What are y'all turning the prison into a hotel now?"
Yeah,
that's
the other side of that.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little murky. Like, yeah, we want to have stuff for the inmates to do, but we also want to maintain that this is a prison, not a vacation.
If they don't have free access to it whenever they want, that would be different then, as a reward or an incentive, and they only get to go when they've earned it.
Yes, Mr. Meyer.
I think the PD and the SO could say something like that, but we could also come back with a point Miss Blossom just said, that it's not accessible at all times, and it will also help to control them more a little bit, because if they act up, they are not getting into the fun bowling night, and that will make them mad, and at some point they will either choose violence, which would be not so good, or they would choose not to be violent and to comply with the rules.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we can definitely put forward to the construction companies, but we'd also need to get approval for it. And I'm just saying, personally, I'm not so sure that everyone would be on board. But it's worth trying, I guess.
Okay. Any other suggestions?
You can expand that garden. Maybe have more than just roses and sunflowers in there.
Yeah, that would be nice, right? Okay. Let's see what I can do regarding that.
Oh, we also, Sam, we need to get the gas line in the kitchen fixed. I think the lifers are just not cooking anymore because they don't want to die.
Listen, I have changed the gas line 7 times.
Yeah, we need to get someone in there and just replace the whole pipe.
The whole unit, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's
so
that bad?
yeah,
Yes.
well, it's to the point that they don't want to take the risk. Like it's not worth the risk. You know what I mean?
And
So,
plus,
like,
plus considering everything that stove and oven have been through, I think it might be time for a new one.
Yeah, I just it's yeah, like it's to the point that I can't even remember the last time I saw anyone cooking there. Just because they don't
I've
want to
seen
do
a couple of short timers do it.
Throck-
short timers, but
Throck and
yeah.
Maya did it last night as well.
More options than just pizza soup.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah. Honestly, if like the lifers could start their own business or something, that would probably keep them occupied as well.
You've already got some of them trying to sell flowers. I know that.
Now, don't forget, we're also having them
Yeah.
help out with Top Hat potatoes.
Yeah, that
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. Good suggestions, though. I will think about it and see what I can push through. Some extra seeds would be nice.
On the subject of potatoes, I would like to start seeing them have like their own like separate area other than the garden.
What do you mean by separate area?
Like their own little field just for potatoes instead of it being, a bunch of them in front of the cell block, a bunch of them in front of the court, the basketball court. Like have it contained to a certain area.
Oh, okay. Designated
I mean, we
planting
can
area.
try, but we can't really control that with the short timers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can try.
It's more than often the short timers coming in, picking them up, and then moving them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're just uprooting them and then replanting them. It seems kind of like why?
Because this is why we can't have nice things.
Maybe we can. I know the North Yard's no, but under CO supervision for planting and picking.
We could look into that. Yeah. It would definitely have to be under supervision.
And it would keep them out of the way to where short timers they won't see it unless they venture off into the North Yard.
That's also true. What do you think about that, Sam?
Maybe. Depends on our numbers, though. That's the thing. They could actually just garden and plant the potatoes right underneath the center guard tower.
Yeah.
I think they've been doing that, haven't they?
I've suggested
they have
that
been.
to them. Some of them have, some of them don't.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not a very large space. That's the problem, I think.
They either use that or the lifer yard, as they call it.
Yeah, could do that too. Okay.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else to add before we conclude?
Well, I have something that's not a suggestion, but so y'all know how the local guards keep parking their prison buses in the back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna start putting barriers up around them so that the inmates can't fucking steal them and bust down all our fences. So if you ever see that there are no barriers around them, put up barrier 2 and just block them in. All right, sound good.
10-4.
Understood.
This is a temporary measure until we can get the local guards to stop parking them there. They're not supposed to be parking them there. We keep telling them not to, but we're going to have a meeting with them sometime and get that sorted out.
The local guards do what the local guards want to do.
Yeah, well, until then, just put up them barriers whenever they're not there, all right?
Okay. All right. So thank you guys for your time. We can now go back to the prison where we might get shanked or, not.
All right. Thank you all for coming.